Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how to be happy. And I know that can seem like a far-fetched one or a really obvious one, depending on how you look at it, but I do think that there are things you can do in your daily life that will ensure some amount of happiness comes to you every day. And I'm not saying that like every day is you're gonna wake up and today is awesome and everything's gonna go your way and you're never gonna have like a bad moment in your day. But because you will, like, things will go wrong and things will happen, and it's okay because that's life and we're supposed to handle that as they come. But I think it's important to at least find some sort of happiness in your everyday life, even if everything is going wrong. Because if you can find that one glimmer of hope, that one ray of sunshine, you will be able to make it through anything. And I think that's really important when you are in school or you're planning like a wedding or you're having issues with friends or you have a huge life change like you're moving or you're going through a breakup or you're dating someone. Like anything that's going in your life, something will be great and something will go wrong. You know, what is it, Murphy's Law? If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Is that what it is? That doesn't mean you shouldn't have a positive outlook on life. So I have laptop down here taking notes. 5 tips that I use to keep myself positive and remind myself that there's always something to look forward to and there's always a reason to be happy every single day. So let's jump on into my tips. Okay, so my first tip is to keep a reflection journal. And this can be on your phone, it can be an actual physical journal, it can be a notebook, it can be anything that you are able to put your thoughts in digitally or physically that you can reflect on later and remember and look back on. So this can come easily to some people, it may be harder for others. I'm not a person who likes to write down my thoughts, so it was hard for me in the beginning, but I can't say I love it, but it is something that I use to look back on, and so I like that part. Some days it is very hard to sit down and write, like, I feel good, or I feel like sometimes it's hard, but I like to use my reflection journal as like, today I felt like crap, and this is why, but this is how I came out of it. So if I ever find myself feeling like that again, I can go back in my journal and see how I got myself out of this funk before. And if it was exercising or blogging or going to the mall, it doesn't matter. Whatever got me out of the funk before, I am gonna try again because historically speaking, it's worked. And that's what's good about a reflection journal is you can keep track of how you've grown emotionally and how you handle situations better. I also think for me personally, and maybe for others who suffer from anxiety, that a reflection journal helps me work through my anxiety. So kind of like writing down my problems or what I'm anxious about and then reading those words out loud either makes me realize how silly it is and I'm over it, or makes me feel like a complete idiot for being so freaked out by something. And it doesn't always work because anxiety is quite crippling sometimes, so even if you write it down, you're like, yeah, but it's still real, and that's how I feel sometimes. But if I'm anxious over something that someone said, or I'm upset about something someone said, like, what is the bigger picture here? Am I gonna let my whole day be ruined because someone didn't make a smart decision to think about what they were saying before they said it? No, I'm gonna write it down, let it go, and move on, because that's all it is. You can't change other people. No one is going to change for you unless they want to change for themselves. So writing that down really helps me with my anxiety because I can see how often I am making mountains out of molehills and how I need to just tone it down a little bit. Another thing I like to do as often as I can, almost daily, is to meditate. And I'm not good at it by myself. I'm going to be straight up front. I cannot do unguided meditation. I have to have some form of guidance in order to find relaxation. Because if I do it by myself, I'll sit there for like a minute peacefully and then I'll be like, okay, so what do I need to do today? And there goes my relaxing time. So I use a couple different apps. I do, my favorite one is called Calm. You can get it in the App Store, it's free. and they have like just noises if you want to just meditate to noise. My personal favorite is rain. I love the sound of rain. It helps me get really calm and really focused. And then they have like a 7-day program that helps you like go through meditation and find peace and relaxation, which can be really hard. Like I remember getting massages and they're like, okay, relax now. And I'm like, I am. And like my entire body was just stiff, which was terrible. So I don't know how to relax. So meditation is amazing. It helps you clear, and I like to do it in the morning and at night if I can. Night is easier because I can just throw my headphones on, lay down, and just like be peaceful in my own like comfort in my bed, and like I'm ready to go to sleep. But if I wake up cranky or on the wrong side of the bed, I guess you can say, or just anxious about the day, I like to go into my office, sit on my yoga mat, and just meditate for like 15 minutes just to get myself clear, get my mind focused, and get into the right frame of vibrations, I guess, like the universal positivity vibe, I guess. Just so like I can go throughout my day feeling better and I don't stay in that cranky, funky mood that I was in when I woke up in the morning. So my next tip to being happy on the daily is to exercise often. Now, on my blog, I quoted the infamous Elle Woods, so, you know, go ahead, raise your hand if you love Legally Blonde as much as I do, because Elle Woods is my girl. You know, we're both Geminis, not a vegetarian yet, but I'm getting there, so, you know, I'm almost her, essentially. So shall we go ahead and quote Elle Woods together, because I think we should. Ready? Here we go. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't shoot their husbands. Fact. Okay, so I'm not like saying I'm gonna like off Brime or anything because I get cranky, because offing people is just not what we do. That's not okay. No, none of that. But endorphins are real. And exercise does really do that. You get happy, and like it may suck the first 2 weeks because you're trying to get into a routine and you're trying to like do squats and then your legs hurt and you can't sit down, and it really sucks. But once you get into a routine and a habit of working out, getting up, getting it done, even if it's for 30 minutes, just going for a walk, going to the pool, just doing a video online, doing Blogilates, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you do something. I personally love Beachbody On Demand because I love the intensity of the workouts. My favorites right now are Insanity and Plyo. So you have like military style training, and then you have the strength and stretch of Plyo, which is Pilates and yoga combined. But that does have like a subscription service, so it is a little more expensive. But there are plenty of free fitness YouTubers out there that are amazing. Like by far one of my personal favorites on YouTube is Lucy Wyndham Reed, and I found out about her through Anna Saccone and how workouts that they did together, and she is just amazing. Like, she's so motivational, she's so sweet. She does fitness and inspiration and body confidence and nutrition and things like that, so I love her. And then of course everyone knows, if you don't know who Blogilates is, you're probably under a rock. But that's okay, because, you know, just come out of your rock and Google her and you'll be fine. So those are my favorites, but I think you should aim to at least work out 3 times a week. There's 7 days in a week, so that's less than half the week. I think you can do it. And then you get a boost of happiness and you get endorphins, and then you don't off anybody. So that's really good. My next tip to finding daily happiness is to find some sort of pick-me-up. And when I say that, I mean like some kind of hobby or activity, or, you know, something that you really like to do, or something that you can turn to when you're not feeling great. And whether it's reading a good book or writing a blog like I do, baking cupcakes, browsing Pinterest, it doesn't matter. I love browsing Pinterest. I use the fashion section and the home decor section to feel better, because I like at least like 500 pins every single time I scroll through. It's crazy, but it makes me feel better. And I have like, especially the home decor, so when Brian and I get our first home, I have the whole thing set up via Pinterest. It's gonna be great. But it makes me happy, and you need to find something that personally makes you happy, or something. And if you don't know what that is yet, then you should do things and like experiment with what you love or what you've always wanted to try, you know. I thought for a while that I wanted to have a garden, and I do. I have, like, right here on the balcony, I have 4 little plants that I don't take care of. Brian does. I think I take care of them like once every couple months. So I didn't turn out to be a good plant mother. I am very bad at being a plant mother, but he's really good at being a plant dad, so that's cool. But I think it's important, whether it's hiking, gardening, blogging, painting, it doesn't matter. If there's something that you wanted to do that can help you find peace and find happiness at the end of the day, I really think you should try it. I think a creative outlet is one of the best things for anybody's mental health and happiness. My last tip may seem quite obvious, but it can be harder to find than you think, and that is finding someone to talk to. And I'm very lucky, and I consider myself blessed to be able to talk to Brian about every feeling that I'm feeling, even if it's depression, anxiety, anger, happiness, joy, excitement. It doesn't matter. If I'm feeling something, I can talk to him about it. And he really understands. Like, in the beginning, he didn't really know how to deal with my anxiety, which if you don't have it, it is kind of hard to deal with. Like, I understand that. So, but he, you know, obviously, because, you know, we've been together for a long time, and he's gotten really good at dealing with it and knowing how to talk me through certain feelings. Like, if I'll text him and be like, I'm sad, and he'll be like, why? I don't know. He'll be like, oh, why don't you do this, that, or that? And you'll feel better. And then I do, you know. Sometimes I don't listen and I just lay on the couch and just whine until someone comes home. But, you know, it's really good. And then I have my dad, which he's great to talk to about, like, business and school and things that, like, require quick answers, like having, like, a proper back and forth conversation. So he doesn't really understand the anxiety, but he's getting better with it. Like, right now, I don't know if you can tell, but I have, like, a cold, and that is a stress and anxiety induced cold, because I am just, everything I've been experiencing has manifested itself in an illness, which is just terrible. And it's not going away. It's been here for like 2 weeks now. So I've been living on, like, cough drops. But he understands that aspect, that, like, something that you can't see can manifest itself into something that you can see, like a cold. But I think if you can find someone, whether it be your spouse, significant other, your parents, your aunt, uncle, any family member, your friends may understand, or if you can find, like, a local community or a local group that, like, a support group that deals with that, then I think you should find someone to talk to. Maybe a pen pal, even people that you can find online, just to, like, talk about how you're feeling and what you're experiencing, and they may experience the same thing too, and then you feel like you're not alone, which is amazing. I think that's one of the biggest things that helps me with my anxiety, is knowing I'm never alone. There are people out there who experience the same fears that I do, who have the same irrational thoughts that I do, and I think it's really important to be able to openly speak about that, because keeping it in is not going to make anything better. So those are my 5 tips to finding happiness on the regular, every single day in your life. I hope you were able to take some inspiration from the things that I've said, and I would love to know how you find happiness. Maybe there's something that you do that I haven't thought of yet that I would love to try. So share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!